Our next bit of action comes from the BMW Car Club Championship. This is an all BMW class that sees multiple forms of the marque out on circuit. And we look forward to all the action here for round number 1 as part of that. Catching up with the pole man, Devin Robertson.
We had a very good qualifying. We went out in the BMW League with a 2-litre turbo, and we managed to put it on pole all between V8s, wide-bodied cars, and we still with a stock car basically. So it was a very good qualifying. We did a 105.2 and we're happy with the performance.
So driving Kish Patamba's BMW, the Afrox sponsored car. Looks like he's going to be a tough man to beat here today, but Michelle Singh will definitely look up to get in the mix with Devin Robertson. There's a big field of cars here, and as you can see in the background, the rain is coming. We've already seen it in some of the categories, how it's affected some of the classes. Hopefully these guys are not going to be affected by it as we get into race number 1. Class A, Class B, Class C, D and E, and there's also a development class that started. Big Boss Auto putting in some 328 almost stock standard cars, and it's a very cheap way to get involved in motorsport. I think it's about 75,000 Rand, gets you a race prepped car, and you'll see 2 of them at the back end of the field for the very first time here in the BMW Car Club Challenge.
That's one way to bring people to the sport, and that's introduce them to this class in motor racing. And what a fantastic class to see. BMWs and various models. We know how quick they are around here at Zwartkops.
Lights out means we go racing. Down towards turn 1, Devin Robinson trying to get the drop, but Michelle Singh is on his inside. Robinson does go around and take the whole shot. Singh into second place. Then it's Darren Winterboer on his tail, Ricky Jonacaro. So arch rivalries start to happen right from the word go. In the background, keep an eye out as they start to sort things out there. We've got the top car, the top watch guys, Familiaris, as we go on board with them, coming out of turn 2 and X-Con corner, heading into speed and sound sweep. And these cars certainly sound good, and they have got some great speed.
Now you can see the original dashboard, but everything else ripped out of that car for, obviously, to make it as light as possible. But see how well they settle going into the turns.
49 car there of Freddie Kruger having a super run so far, and this is only lap number 1. Michelle Singh, though, is putting massive pressure, as is Jonacaro onto Darren Winterboer. Now, this is a rivalry we're going to keep an eye out right through the season, because not only are we seeing it here in BMW Car Club, we're also seeing it in the extreme supercars, and hopefully we're going to see Jonacaro heading across to Zimbabwe to go and take on Winterboer at his own game at the Castrol and Zimbabwe Toyota 3-hour at the end of the year. And this is a rivalry we're going to have to keep a top watch on, that's for sure.
Greg, that's what motorsport's all about. There are battles in the front and rivalries all the way through the field from front to back. That's what keeps these guys coming back to the track every single weekend for motorsport racing.
I'm loving the battle of the mics there. Mike Salt and Mike Krobler side by side. Mayfair Gearbox BMW. Looks like he might have won out over the Salt Auto machine. But no wins just yet. Incredibly, that is a 320i that Devin Robertson is driving, and it's an M3 E92 on his tail. Shows you the caliber of that young man. And of course he has come, and Krobler looks like he's gone into the dirt. I was about to say something about Devin Robinson, but Mike Krobler took away all the advantage I had there and ends up in the kitty litter with another one of the drivers there. Looks like that might be Nick Smythe.
That car looks buried in the kitty litter as we've got a change up in the front. Michelle Singh has put that M3 into the front. So Devin Robinson, after being the fastest qualifier, back to second place now. Can he find a way back to the front?
Incredible bit of driving there. Remember, he is a world champion. He came back from winning the NX Legends World Championship in the end of the year last year, and certainly has got what it takes to run a car around this circuit. He definitely knows exactly what's happening when it comes to BMW as well. The safety car has been deployed, and it looks like the Pretoria Toyota is definitely going to have to be brought into action here as we see the maneuver being pulled as Krobler gets taken out of the kitty litter.
So a great crowd gathered here for the racing at Zwartkops today. And we go back to the action as the safety car pulls off the track, and Michelle Singh can put the hammer down and see if he can hold onto the front.
And the same thing has happened there with Darren Winterboer. He's trying to bridge the gap there between himself and Devin Robinson for second and third, and he's bringing Ricky Jonacaro along for the ride. Behind them, Rian Vust. What a great drive here from Vusty. He has had a fantastic start to this season, and he, remember, is a Class B contender. So looking good in that green, white, and black BMW. Up the inside, though, Robinson retakes the lead coming out of an X-Con.
He wasn't going to have it back in second place. He was the number 1 qualifier and wants to be back in the front. Michelle Singh's got that very fast M3, so he'll look for a nice long straight to see if he can get alongside and make the pass once again, and already has. There we go, back to the front. Great driving.
Singh just uses the additional power that's available to him there with that big V8 under the bonnet. The 320 doesn't have an answer, but Dev is definitely making him work for his money here. He's not going to give this one up without a fight, and he is pushing hard to get through. Ricky Jonacaro looks like he is also fighting hard there for possible third place, and as they come out there, you can see Darren Winterboer is certainly feeling the pressure from the G&H transport man.
Ricky Giannacaro right in the mix as well. Great drivers. These are the top four. They got away from the rest of the field just a little bit. Private battles going on all the way around the track. And make no mistake, whether it's class A, B, C, D or E, these guys are pushing the limits.
White flag out there means there's a slower car on the circuit. Not quite sure where that car is, but these guys are going to have to be wary about it. Up the inside, maneuvers happening all the way through. And the 46 car comes through there. A nice drive there from Talavutas. Steven Talavutas with a great drive and sneaking just ahead there. And I don't think that battle is done just yet. Speaking of not done just yet, looks like, unfortunately, Graham got it all wrong, and the 9-1 car spins out there. Andries Schravenstein gets it all wrong out of her next-con corner.
Well, Greg, I must say it's absolutely awesome to see Nordine Singh in one of those old Winfield BMWs. That is a car that won many championships of yesteryear.
Yeah, Tony Viana being probably the winningest driver out of everybody involved in that team. But you can see Mike Salt, unfortunately, has got it all wrong again. Ricky Giannacaro, has he moved up? It looks like he has. I think he's moved up into possibly third place. And yes, Devin Robinson in second. Now unable to run with the M3 power and is now having to settle. That's the reason why. There you can see. Oh, Winterboer has got a massive problem on his car and he's spun out at the top of the hill out of Sassel Corner. Safety car has been deployed yet again. So there's just carnage everywhere. I think every single corner's got a BMW parked on it.
Well, we saw one of the back markers smoking as the front runners came past, so obviously dropping oil somewhere on the track, just catching out the 83 Darren Winterboer. What a pity at the back of the pack.
That's the second time he got caught out because he has lost ground now to Ricky Giannacaro. And now we're back under green, so it is everything to play for now. There is the BMW we were speaking about earlier on. Lovely stuff to see that thing in full flight. Yes, indeed, the 51 car there. Absolutely brilliant to see that car back on a racetrack. Right, at the front end, though, I think Devin Robinson might have a chance here to sneak through on Michelle Singh. And Ricky Giannacaro has closed right onto the back end as well. There's Vust. Behind Vust, here comes the battle. And, well, problems royal there as the 9 car sneaks through of Feroz Ibrahim. A nice run from him. He's, of course, looking for a Class C victory here.
Class C is mixing it right up there. Not too bad, I must say. 5th place at the moment for Rose Abraham and the Team Flawless Racing. And the battle's going on. Big Class C. Nice to see.
Johan Dreyer, number 1 on his car, means he's the outgoing champion from last season. The top watchman doing a great job. Last couple of laps in this race, and Michelle Singh is trying to keep Devin Robinson at bay. Ricky Giannacaro in 3rd place. All on his own now. Doesn't have too much to worry about because the next car behind him is Vust in Class B.
It's all about the mental battle now for Michelle Singh. He's up in the front. He'll have to wonder, how is he going to finish this? Is he going to play it nice and safe or try and get away from Devin Robinson? As we go back with the front end of the Class C for us, Abraham and the rest of the guys coming through, along with that Winfield BMW. Nice to see that car on track once again.
You picked up on Mike Salt, one of the reasons that we had so many of them. Martinelli now also in the mid-pack, fighting with the second of those top watch cars. And a really great battle. There you can see also, it's the On The Track magazine, Vaughan Albidal having a good run and having a super drive there. But checkered flag is about to come out, and Michelle Singh has managed to keep Devin Robinson at bay. So Class A honours are going to go to Singh. 2nd place will go to Devin Robinson, and Ricky Giannacaro will come through for 3rd place in the Class A's. Class B went to Rian Vust. They're in 4th place ahead of Feroz Ibrahim. He takes 5th place overall and 1st in the C's ahead of Familiaris and Fred Kruger. As we flip the page over, down in 11th place overall, Mike Wenzel taking the Class D honours. And down in 19th place, Alan Hilligan takes Class E. We caught up with Race 1 winner, Michelle Singh in the TuneTech BMW.
Oh, the race was good. We qualified 2nd in the qualifying. We were slightly off the pace. That's all because we tried new tyres today without testing them. But after qualifying, we set the car up slightly different. We went out for the first race, started 2nd. On, I think, about the 3rd lap, or actually on the 2nd lap, I could have overtaken the guy and taken the lead, but I thought, let me stick behind him and just check what lines he uses and how he's braking. And then from there, on the 3rd lap, I saw opportunity. I dived him, I took the lead. Then all of a sudden, we went into a safety car event. And obviously, my gap that I pulled over him got diminished. And then after the safety car, the race was again, he actually jumped me on the start because I never knew the safety car was coming in. But after that, I just put my foot down and put my head to it, and we overtook him. We opened up another gap. Then we had another safety car, but all in all, it was a good race, good fun, clean race.
Unfortunately, the rain caught the BMW boys out, and that was it for the day's racing for them.